Thank you to this entire panel. The next panel that I'm going to call is the last panel of witnesses in Group 3. Group 4 should be sitting out there. Group 5, if you're hearing me, you can now enter hearing room E1028 to wait for your turn to enter the hearing room. Chair calls Paul Borchardt, rayon, Bradford, Terry Williams, Juliana Trgersen, Casey Whelan, Bettina VA. Mr. Borchardt, while they're coming up, let me announce the next group will be Susie Madere, Helen Carwell, William Reese-Tarn, Ash Hall, Vicki Powell, Jody Cole. Mr. Borchardt. Paul Borchardt? Yes. It's you. You're on.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and members of the committee, for the opportunity to speak to you today. I am Paul Borchardt, and I am here to speak in favor of SB 1, and I am from McKinney, Texas, represented by Craig Estes. And this legislation is common sense legislation, no matter your view on the morality of abortion. It regulates the health to provide safer procedures for the women who go through them. Having participated as a prayerful witness outside of abortion facilities, I've seen, me and my colleagues have seen firsthand an industry that profits off the difficult circumstances of women while fighting to avoid such standards as are being proposed today because it might cut into their profits. These standards, following FDA guidelines on our U486 abortions, bringing the facilities up to standard, and having privileges at a local hospital so that they can have continuity of service in case there is a complication or emergency. These are common sense measures, and I ask that you support them, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Rayanne Bradford?
Yeah. My name is Rayanne Bradford. I represent myself, and I live in Dallas County. I oppose the bill. As I sit here before you today, I don't need to hold up a photo for you to know that my personhood is validated. And still, this legislation questions my right to autonomy. Proponents of Senate Bill 1 claim to be concerned with the standard of women's health in our state. But this is nothing more than misdirection and an attack on our constitutionally protected liberty to govern our own bodies. By design, this bill will not raise the standard of health care for women in Texas, but will instead eliminate access to it entirely for a substantial number of Texans already at great risk, affecting above all others rural and low-income women. This would, without a doubt, lead desperate women to seek dangerous or illicit alternatives that could potentially lead to the deaths of many Texas women. It's clear that the thinly veiled intention of this bill is to limit abortion care under the false premise of furthering women's health, ignoring an abundance of evidence indicating that abortion is not only safe, but notably safer than childbirth. Indeed, this bill establishes unheard of restrictions for a medical procedure already proven safe and effective. It is no coincidence that neither vasectomies nor live births are legislated against in this way. This legislation is overtly hostile toward women and attempts to limit our right to make decisions about what is best for our body. I fear for the future of Texas if this proposed legislation becomes law. What woman with the means to relocate would stay in a state with such a dangerously oppressive attitude, knowing that a variety of unfortunate circumstances, including sexual assault, which a staggeringly high number of women will experience in their lifetimes, will leave us with no alternatives but unwanted, potentially unviable pregnancy? Think of the talent, the jobs, the economic value that would be lost by enacting such senseless measures against the personhood of half the people living in Texas.
Thank you. Terry Williams?
Good afternoon, Senator Nelson. Thank you once again for hearing this bill. My name is Terry Williams, and I do support SB 1. I have 25 years of experience in crisis pregnancy center work. We can talk all day long about stories. What I want to talk about today is tell you just a little story and then explain to you why I think that this bill is the safest way for women. You know, I've heard over the last year and several years this term that we would want to keep abortion safe, legal, and rare. I think we can all agree that it's already legal. I think that all of us would agree that it needs to be rare. My friend Margaret says that a woman wants an abortion like she wants to gnaw off her own leg. So let's talk about it being safe. I've been at this special session, the last special session, the regular session, and the last 4 sessions working on bills such as this. And I can tell you that I've read this bill in its entirety. I've read all of the bills that are part of its section, and I can tell you with assurance that this bill, SB1, will help women to receive good health care. If so, and if that's what we want, then we need to provide that for the women. I speak specifically about one woman who received an RU486 abortion. She left the clinic with a paper bag and antibiotics and found herself in the bottom of a shower, hemorrhaging and almost dying. She called her own father to come and get her in an embarrassing situation. I wish for this young lady, and we'll call her Michelle, that she had received good care there, that she could have received care from a doctor that she could have had a relationship with, and that she would not have had to call her own father to rescue her. This bill will provide for women a safe, although hopefully rare and continue to be legal procedure that, while I don't agree with it, I know that this can help women. Thank you for your time.
Juliana Trgersen.
Hi, my name is Juliana Trgersen. I am a constituent of Kirk Watson, and I am speaking for myself in opposition to the bill. I have been here numerous days and since 6:15 this morning, and I would like to say that I have not spoken to one person who supports murdering babies or killing children. I do not support the murder of babies or children. Instead, I believe in the decision to abort a fetus up to 24 weeks should remain a personal choice of the woman involved. What amazes me is that I continue to hear that this bill is for women's health. If unsafe abortion occurs when I'm so nervous. When women do not have access to clinics and the bill is for women's health, why doesn't it include or consider assistance to clinics that would otherwise close, clinics that offer far more than abortion? Is women's health really the main concern? It seems to me the bill is concerned with imposing personal and religious morals of some on all of Texas. I, like many in Orange, am not an expert of any sort, but to me it seems far more logical to work on reducing unwanted pregnancy through improvements in sexual education and ensuring women have access to contraceptives. Oh, and I am not sure if I missed the substantial scientific evidence regarding fetal pain at 20 weeks. It has been a really long morning, and it's definitely possible, but I have yet to hear of a peer-reviewed piece of literature based on scientific research. Thank you all for allowing me to speak, and I'm sorry for anyone who had a bad experience or regrets their abortion. I wish we were here talking about reducing unwanted pregnancy to reduce similar experiences while not imposing morals or taking away women's rights over their own bodies. Thank you.
Casey Whelan.
Hi, thank you for hearing us. First of all, I just want to say that I realize all of you have trotted a treacherous path to get where you are. I don't take lightly that any of you are in this place and that you have a huge weight upon your shoulders. And so I hope that you don't feel that I talk at you, but just to you. And I just want to share that I do work or volunteer at our pregnancy center in Paris, Texas, work with after abortion care, counseling, Bible counseling, as well as just doing a Bible study with the girls that are, have unplanned pregnancies but do not abort. And we see a great amount of fruit through, both things. And I just want to say that I made my decisions based on what my physician suggested, what society was telling me. I lived in California at the time, so I realized that wasn't Texas, but in California, you know, it was birth control. And so there was a massive number of women going through the process at the same time as me. There was a girl 6 months pregnant. She was on her second day of the procedure. She didn't get any better after abortion care than I did. We were just expected to, you know, figure it out. They wanted us to be relieved of our burden and just go on. And that is what happened for years. I was relieved, you know, but then ultimately, you know, the guilt and the shame caught up with me. And the Lord was faithful. He did make sure that He put me, you know, with a husband and even children that have grace for me and my parenting skills. And He made sure that I got the after-abortion care. But I don't take lightly that your laws can help. There are uninformed women going in and making a decision. They're being told that it's okay, and it's not going to wound them. It is wounding them. And so I appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you. Dr. VA?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Chair and Committee. My name is Dr. Bettina VA. I'm a constituent of Senator Charles Furtner, and I appreciate that you've been here as long as I have. I oppose Senate Bill 1 for the following reasons. As a teen growing up in rural South Texas, 2 of my classmates were paralyzed by polio, and my godmother died of metastatic cancer, breast cancer, because there was no clinic to administer vaccines or perform cancer screenings. This was the late 1960s. By closing existing clinics, Senate Bill 1 would return my hometown area closer to this 1960s reality. The tough, dedicated women in the Rio Grande Valley, whose daily struggles have taught them how to make smart decisions, don't need this bill to make their lives harder and less healthy while presuming to fix a safety issue which simply does not exist. If our goal is to reduce abortion, then let's use science, statistics, and the advice of real women who have struggled with this decision. Accurate sex education and safe, effective, affordable contraceptives have been shown to lower unplanned pregnancies and abortion rates. Closing the clinics which provide these services would not. Women who choose an abortion over raising their unplanned child or placing their baby up for adoption have been demonized as shameful and irresponsible, ignoring the fact that pregnancy is expensive in time, money, and physical and mental health. No one wants an abortion, but without sick leave, there's no time for morning sickness or bed rest or frequent appointments for maternal diabetes. These are not theoretical concerns. The incidence of preterm labor, preeclampsia, and maternal diabetes are all significantly elevated in Latinas, blacks, and any woman living in poverty. A minimum wage employee without insurance benefits would struggle to cover the medical costs of pregnancy, the extra calories and quality food to support a healthy pregnancy. There's no time off or money to pay for the treatment of postpartum depression, prolonged recovery after a C-section, or any of the numerous complications a postpartum woman or her baby may experience. Sometimes just have the baby is not an option. The Supreme Court gave a woman a right to make her own health care decisions in 1973. Texas women are smart, loving, and tough. They can decide what's best for their families.
Thank you. Thank you to this entire panel. Right that way.